Wyatt Earp, Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live his fame, and long live his glory, and long may his story be told.
Wyatt Earp had 4 brothers. His younger brother Morgan and older brother Virgil were now to play more active roles in his life. Later in Tombstone, they fought side by side against hoodlums who called themselves cowboys. But to Virgil Earp, Wyatt was just his younger brother who had to be protected from bad men and bad women.
And Larry's family doesn't approve of me. They wouldn't approve of any divorcee. A grass widow just naturally has to be immoral.
That's old-fashioned. Divorce wasn't your fault. Your husband was a drunkard and he deserted you.
All that happened back in Illinois 50 years ago, it seems like.
You've told all this to Larry Herrick, haven't you?
Of course. And I think he believes me, but his family doesn't. I can just hear his mother talk. She's just Susan Dodd from little old Monmouth, Illinois, and nobody from nowhere.
Well, they better not let me hear them say that. Us Earps are from Monmouth, too, you know. Look, if Larry's family's going to give you a lot of trouble, why don't you just tell Larry to find himself another gal?
I'm afraid I'm in love with him.
Real bad, huh?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't think this is the time to show it.
What do you mean?
Well, you're going to have to help him make up his mind about you. I want to make him a little jealous.
Jealous?
Well, sure. You go out with me one evening, you go out with Mr. Masterson the next.
You're very sweet, Wyatt, but I can't play the flirt.
Oh, yes, you can.
You found me out.
Oh! Hey, ain't you the one put our girlfriends off last trip? I made them walk a mile into town.
He sure is. Climb down.
And what's the slip? That's Earp.
Looks like her. Wearing a mustache. Let's go find out. Howdy, Marshal.
Howdy. You better check those guns.
Oh,
yeah. Check guns. Right away. Yes, sir, Marshal. Come on, sir. Thank you, Marshal.
My little brother seems to have things here well in hand.
He sure has, Mr. Earp. And I wouldn't say he's your little brother. He's as big as you are.
Well, I'll have to be careful then. Little brother might just shoot my ears off.
Yeah, he might.
Virgil! Hello, Virgil.
Back, Masterson?
Well,
Yeah, I grew up. Well, White's got your room across from his over at the Dodge House.
good.
He'd have come to meet you himself, but there's a shooting at the Long Branch.
Hey, Pat, I'm glad you're here. I want to ask your advice about something. It's a family matter.
Oh?
I understand Susan Pritchett's in town.
What's Susan Dodd now? She took back her maiden name.
Oh?
Hey, an old married man like you interested in Miss Susan?
Why, no, Pat, it's nothing like that.
No, drunks. They might hit a horse.
Can Wyatt make those barkeeps ration their whiskey?
Well, he tries.
Wyatt ain't drinking.
Oh, about 2 quarts a day.
2 quarts?
Milk.
I guess I asked for that.
Well, here it is, the mayor's office.
Well, this is where she works, according to Larry.
Yes, gentlemen?
Are you Miss Susan Dodd?
That's right.
I'm Larry's cousin, Mel, and this is his uncle, Webb Herrick.
How do you do?
How do you do? Is Larry in town?
No, ma'am. He's riding to the railhead.
Be in town tomorrow sometime.
Well, that's a relief. You both look so solemn, I thought. Won't you sit down?
No, thank you. Larry just asked us to drop by and pay our respects, ma'am.
And to tell you that he's in good health.
Yes, in good health.
You know what I think? I think Larry's folks asked you to look me over. Well, I'm 5 feet 3 inches tall, I weigh 112 pounds, I have brown hair and blue eyes, and I'm a divorcee.
And right plain spoken.
And if I need a character witness, I suggest you ask Marshal Earp. We came from the same town in Illinois.
Whoa now, Miss Susan. Larry's already told the family he wants to marry you.
Yes. We didn't apply for the duty.
Family orders, ma'am.
All right. You've looked me over. Now what?
Well, we'll report back to Larry's folks.
Don't bother. I've changed my mind.
Huh?
I'm going to tell Larry it's all off.
I never butted into Wyatt's affairs before, but Susan did write people in Monmouth. She was setting her cap for him. They wrote our folks in San Bernardino, and, well, Mama told me off to look into this.
Oh, you got it all wrong. She's engaged.
Oh?
Yeah, a fellow by the name of Larry Herrick. Fine Texas family. Listen, I wouldn't say anything to Wyatt if I were you. Make him sore.
Saying it? I've been worrying about what to say and how to say it all the way from California. Mr. Masterson, I will buy you a drink.
Wait. You wear this.
That's against the law, isn't it?
You're an Earp. In Dodge City, you need a gun. Life insurance.
Wyatt! Yoo-hoo!
Howdy, Miss Susan.
Are you awfully busy?
Nope, I was just on my way over to the Dodge house to see if my big brother Virgil got in yet.
Virgil's visiting?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good. I've always liked Virgil and that sweet girl he married. Wyatt, I told Larry's cousin and his uncle I'm not going to marry him.
You did?
The two of them came to look me over.
Well, some people are stupid about family pride.
You think I did right?
Miss Susan, if Larry is any kind of a man at all, he won't pay any attention to the Herrick's family prattle.
I still say, why couldn't we have fallen in love?
Well, I love you.
Ah.
Yes, I do. Love you like a big brother.
The Herricks?
Larry's kinfolk. Watch yourself.
Since when did Wyatt Earp start wearing a mustache?
That ain't Wyatt.
Almost fooled me.
Fooled me, too. It's his brother Virgil.
Yeah, he's joshing. Come on. Marshal Earp?
No, sir.
Barkeep was right. You're his brother Virgil, huh?
Correct. You, sir?
Webb Herrick. This is Mel Herrick.
Howdy.
Howdy.
You know Bat Masterson?
Sure.
Hello, Bat.
Hello? Join us in a drink?
I think not. You and Wyatt have been sparking Miss Dodd while Larry's away.
That any business of yours?
No. I had some wrong ideas, too. Now, let's get this thing straightened out.
The truth ain't in your brother, and maybe not in you.
I don't you say that about Wyatt.
Look out, Virgil!
Virgil. Yeah, I'm sorry it had to be this kind of a welcome.
My own fault. I shot him, Marshal.
No, it wasn't his fault. Mel Herrick called you a liar. Virgil clouded him, then Webb tried to draw.
All right, Mr. Masterson. You take care of him. We'll go on over to the office. I guess I can trust you to come peacefully. Susan tried to be a good wife to Bud Pritchett, but he hit the bottle, ran off with another woman. Now, why should Susan be punished for that?
You can't change public opinion overnight.
But you don't have to join it.
You seem mighty riled, brother.
Well, of course I'm riled. Webb and Mel badgered Susan into calling off her engagement. Now, where does that leave Susan?
Maybe she'd like to marry you.
What? Virgil, Did the folks send you here?
Well, no, Wyatt. Not exactly. See, I'm to meet Morgan in Omaha, and I just thought I'd stop by.
No, you didn't. You came here to save me from a wicked girl, didn't you?
I did not. Well, hang it all, Wyatt. You and Morgan are my younger brothers.
Oh, we're babies, huh?
Look, Wyatt, let's just call off the war, huh?
You can't call off the war. You got a passel of hotheads after us.
That's my fault, I suppose.
Yes, you shot Webb Herrick.
Well, I was sticking up for you.
That's just the point, Virgil. You don't have to stick up for me. I can fight my own fights. I'm a big boy now.
Well, go ahead, marry Susan for all of me.
Well, maybe I will.
Now, look, Wyatt, I didn't want to come here in the first place, but Mama was crying and Dad was glum, and, well, the pressure got to be too much for me, but you go ahead and you be a big boy.
Hold on, will you?
Oh, you talk to the idiot. I'm through.
Now stop that. Both of you have to stop it. There's going to be a little war when Larry Herrick gets into town. You want Virgil caught in a gunfight all by his lonesome?
No.
Well, then tell him you're sorry. And make him a deputy marshal.
A deputy?
Yeah, snap out of it, Deacon. We went through the same thing when Morgan was in town. Eddie Earp has to wear a star when he's around you.
I'll talk to Virgil.
Why, Virgil Earp, Wyatt told me you were coming.
Miss Susan, I'm sorry for all the trouble I caused.
What's happened?
Well, I had to gun a fella. Name of Herrick.
Not Larry.
No, his Uncle Webb. His shoulder wound.
Well, that is a relief. More trouble?
I had a row with Wyatt.
Oh, that doesn't mean anything. You Earp boys were always fighting, I remember.
Please. You in love with Wyatt?
No.
Then you ain't gonna marry.
Why, he hasn't asked me.
What if he asked you?
He wouldn't do that. And even if he did, there's Larry. I think I love him. But if Wyatt should ever ask me...
Susan, you're a born flirt.
I guess I am.
Only you're in Dodge City now, and flirting can mean bloodshed here. You don't want that.
Oh, no, Virgil. Just say the word and I'll leave town before Larry gets here.
That wouldn't solve anything. I'm just asking you to make up your mind.
It'll depend on what Larry says. His folks don't approve of me, and Larry may not want me now.
I think he'll want you. Just quit teasing Wyatt. Quit working on his sympathy.
Does Wyatt feel sorry for me?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be happy with a man who pitied me.
No, I don't think you would.
All right, Virgil. No more flirting, I promise.
Good girl. Thank you. Bye.
It ain't Wyatt Earp that's mixed up with her. It's his brother, Virgil. And not only that, when Mel and Webb called Virgil on it, he slugged Mel and shot Webb.
All right, mister.
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about that no-good brother of yours. Married man carrying on.
You're a liar. You want to fight it out with me or apologize to Virgil?
We'll fight it out.
Right here.
Yeah, take off those guns.
I'll be glad to, mister.
Hey, wait a minute, fellas. Now, turn that out, will you? Come on. Hey, Jim, you know better than that. Shoot him! Shoot him in there! Shoot him in there! Turn that out, will you? Come on. Come on.
No guns.
Well, what are you doing here, Mr. Masterson?
No use breaking your knuckles. Touch that gun and I'll drop you.
Hey, big brother. Aren't you getting kind of old for a fist fight?
Well, that's gratitude for you. I save you from a beating and you talk smart.
Hey, why don't you go on upstairs and put some arnica on your face?
Well, thank you, Mr. Masterson. You know, you got here just in time.
What's that fight about, anyway?
Well, that blabbermouth cowhand said that a certain young lady was your girl.
Susan?
You got in a fight with the Herricks, didn't you? Well, that's the way certain cowhands think. Here. You better put this on.
Star? What for?
Well, I had to give one to Morgan when he was here. It's open season on Earps.
All right. Say, that cowhand that started the fight, was he a Herrick man?
I don't know.
That gossip about Susan and me must be all over town.
Sure. You're a moral leper.
That's not funny. I'm a happily married man. Hey, we got to set Larry Herrick straight.
He'll be coming after me first. Come on in.
Larry Herrick just got into town. Stopped over at the mayor's office.
Oh? Well, let's wait and see if Miss Susan can do with Larry. I think he's in love with her and that he'll believe what she says.
Now then, Larry, if you want to yell at me, we won't be interrupted by taxpayers.
Have you been seeing Wyatt Earp?
Of course.
Bat Masterson?
2 or 3 times.
What about Virgil Earp?
I talked to him once.
Did you know him back in Illinois?
Oh, Larry, don't be ridiculous. The Earps are old friends, and Bat's just a kid.
There have been 2 fights over you, and my Uncle Webb got his shoulder smashed.
Well, they weren't fighting over me.
I heard different. I heard...
Oh, sure, that I'm a liar and a no-good divorcee. And your folks told you to drop me cold. Well, I've had about enough of the Herricks.
Susan, honey.
Don't Susan honey me. I wouldn't marry you now for $10 million. Now get out of here.
Then it's true. There's another man.
Yes.
Who is he?
That's for you to find out.
Isn't Virgil Earp married?
That's none of your business. Now you get out of here.
I'm going to make this my business.
Larry, please.
Check your gun.
Sure.
Did you talk to her? It's a married one, ain't it?
Virgil.
She admit that?
No. But the main reason I know it's Virgil, she was ashamed to call him by name.
Well, anyway, you found out in time.
You gun him, Larry. I'll help you.
Hold on. Just sit down. I ain't satisfied it is Virgil. I'm going to ask him point blank and right to his face.
We already had one fight with him, Uncle Webb.
I won't be armed this time.
You're taking a big chance leaving your brother alone at the hotel.
I want to wait and hear from Miss Susan before we mount the guard. We'd look awful silly, wouldn't we, if Susan has decided to run off to Texas with Larry Herrick?
Susan. You know, I used to be the setup for pretty women. You're the easy mark now.
Well, I feel sorry for all women, Mr. Masterson. Good Lord gave them a tough row to hoe.
Amen, Deacon. Amen.
Wyatt?
Webb Herrick, Mr. Earp. I'm not armed.
Sorry to doubt your word, Mr. Herrick. Sit down.
Larry thinks you're Susan's lover. I think Wyatt is the man.
Is that so?
Wyatt has his deputies in Bat Masterson. I doubt if Larry'd have the sand to go after him. But he and the boys would sure gun you.
I suppose it's no use trying to convince you that Susan is a decent girl.
A divorcee? I'm giving you a chance to name Wyatt.
My brother is not involved with Susan.
Meaning you are?
You know, if he wants to gun somebody, Mr. Herrick, then I'm his man.
All right. You deserve killing.
And I tried to make Larry be sensible, but he's crazy jealous.
You must be to be going after Virgil. Now, you stay here. You might see something you won't want to watch. You and your men are wearing guns. Now you throw them down and make a fight.
It's your brother we want. He's admitted he's the man.
Wyatt, you keep out of this.
For you.
Well, big brother, at least you didn't kill him.
Oh, Larry, your poor hand. Those Earps, they never were anything but nasty, brawling hoodlums. We're going straight to Dr. McCarty. You should be ashamed.
Here you go, Jonesy. You give my best to Morgan, huh?
I will. Now, Wyatt, will you promise me to quit feeling sorry for women?
I'll do that, big brother. And when you get to Omaha, you write Mother and tell her that I'm safe.
Yeah, I'll do that. Take care, Wyatt.
Right.
Have a good trip. Oh, Wyatt.
Well, he cleaned up the country, the old Wild West country. He made law and order prevail. And none can deny it, the legend of Wyatt forever will live on the trail.
Oh, Wyatt Earp, Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live his fame, and long live his glory, and long may his story be told. Wyatt Earp, Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live his fame, and long live his glory, and long may his story be told. Long may his